I will wait for you to be better.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Midwest Esports Conference semifinals with names of the schools again. Oh, by the way, I am Aaron Yoder, my co-caster Basket of Knives. Oh wait.
Yep, we are here.
Yeah, here we go.
Jumping into it, we do have University of Wisconsin-Madison versus University of Illinois Chicago. Wisconsin, a hard-fought game 3, coming back from the depths of being down 2-0, forces the game 4 here, and we're going to see what happens in this game.
I'm really excited for this game. Also a little bit scared. I like the bets that are coming out so far, though. Not a single ADC, though. I would very much expect that Wisconsin will ban out Caitlyn after the last game, but they've chosen to ban out the Sejuani. They've banned out the Scar, and let's see, that is a Kaisa ban coming through for Chicago.
They do ban out this, and also notice how Wisconsin did opt for the red side, so they are looking for that pick in the bottom lane. However, they did not ban out the Rakan, so we're going to see the Zyra Rakan, those lovers bot lane. Curious to see him going back to that Ezreal.
I'm not super stoked about that Ezreal in the bot lane. I hope it pans out for them, but and there is the Scion. That's most likely going on to Imperial Trinity.
Yep, that will most likely be the case. And I would guess they're going to pick the Rakan here as that support here in this second round. Either that or it's going to end up getting banned out by Wisconsin in that second round of bans.
Oh, there it is. There's the pickup. Yeah, I mean, there was really no other option. You've got the Xayah, you might as well pick up the Rakan, and this is going to fit their sort of play style really well, right? I mean, like, because they either play the sit back and let you engage on them, or they're going to run at you and try to engage on you. Like, those are the two comps that this team really loves to play, that Chicago really loves to play, and they're leaning into that really heavily. Especially with Rise getting Tadungi getting his Rise back.
Looks like they're going for that second pick as well on that Viger. 2 times might be the charm as well for that. In the second phase of bans here, looks like junglers will be the focus, I would guess. Maybe they just might still ban out that Rennie. They seem to be hating there. They do indeed. Something about ZN Delta's Rennie does not just does not vibe well with them.
Makes them cry some crocodile tears, man. Also, going back to these bans, yeah, that's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if. Oh, there's a Morgana ban actually. Interesting choice.
I think they're riding on that Science, not a support, so banning out that Morgana is going to pinch out their ability to stop a lot of the crowd control from the grand entrance and the quickness.
Right, exactly. Yeah, sort of trying to force that Scion into being that they want it to be. I do like the Gnar ban still from Wisconsin. Really keeping that thing out. Oh, and then banning out, yeah, the Johnsons. Olaf, probably a good idea as well.
Yep, so we'll see here who they pick. They'll likely go for a jungler here in this first round. Maybe try to counter with that top lane again.
Alright, so this Ezreal could be going top lane. Oh, that's a possibility, yeah.
We'll see what happens here.
Tristana definitely going to the bot lane with the Scion. And then you've got the Vigard going to mid. Ooh, alright. I Love Thighs picking up a Kha'Zix instead? There we go, yeah. Kha'Zix being picked up there for Chicago. Interesting, alright. Because throughout the series, he's only been playing tank junglers. And so this is kind of a change of pace. This is Chicago saying, alright, listen, we're going to find you, we're going to kill you, and then we're going to take your stuff. Like, ooh, All right, and then as well, the Shen being picked up for Chicago. So deliver it with the deliver Rakan into the crowd with the quickness. Throw the Shen on top of them. I mean, like you've got endless amounts of CC there.
Yep, we'll see what they end up picking as that final pick. Ion or the Fiora as the top lane. So we indeed do have an Ezreal jungle, Fiora top, and the Scion support again. Pulling out some really interesting picks here.
Also, just a quick point to notice, we do have a slight roster change with the Johnson going top lane, Mike going in the jungle. So switching it up a little bit. Actually, that's really interesting. All right.
Yeah. I don't know enough about these players to say which roles of theirs will be stronger in that regard. I don't believe you do either, Aaron, but either way, it seems like Wisconsin is deciding to say, you know what, it is time for the cheese. Get on your hats, boys and girls, because it is time to get out your chips, have some queso, and enjoy a classic game of League of Legends.
I hope you like some cheese because it's about to get Gouda.
Oh, yeah. Nobody can hear is allowed to be like,
okay, great.
lactose intolerant. Then I am sorry, but this game is likely all going to be about the cheese.
Hey, do you think we're milking these jokes too hard?
I'd say that we are daring a little bit. The puns only get better as we get more tired, everyone. Me, at least, I'm on East Coast time here, so it's 12:28 a.m. And, well, I'm alive and well. We got about 2 minutes going in here, so let's talk about these matchups here. You got Shen versus Fiora, Ezreal versus Kha'Zix, Viger versus Ryze, and the Lovers bot lane versus Tristana and Scion.
Honestly, I think, okay, so starting with the bot lane, right? I really think that this favors Scion and Tristana, especially heading into about the 5 to 6 minute mark, right? Because you have Tristana that can use the Buster Shot to make sure that Rakan can't get anywhere near them with the quickness. You've got Scion who can also choose to cut off the quickness with his own ultimate. And Tristana can always just rocket jump out of danger, right? That's kind of my view of the bot. Mid lane, I'm actually gonna give the edge here to Doongi. He shows up on the Ryze. He knows what he's doing. He's taking cleanse, which is gonna give him a huge leg up against this Vigar, right? The feisty one plays a mean Vigar, but I'm still giving the edge to Doongi. As far as Kha'Zix versus Ezreal, I've never seen Mike play jungle, so I have no idea. Top lane, also kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, this should all just be, I'll be honest, I don't even know what to think of this at this point going forward, because it seems like Wisconsin is breaking all the rules and just saying, you know what? Forget it. We're just going to play our game.
Yeah. I mean, because that's what they did last time, and it worked for them. You know, like again, moving forward, I mean, these are college competitors, right? I hope moving forward, no matter what happens here, that they're able to kind of look at themselves again and go, all right, what are we doing as far as comps? Like, because it's still, even though it worked out last game, it doesn't feel like they're putting a lot of attention into what kind of comps are we running and why are we running. I really hope that moving forward they'll be able to do that. What's that?
Out there for a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on here with Discord here.
Oh, that's terrible. I was on a bit of a rant. No, I hope that they're able to kind of like start looking at, hey, this is a comp, this is why we're running it. I think Chicago has a pretty good handle on that, but it seems like Wisconsin could use a little bit of work there, you know. So, and I mean, I think that that's just kind of looking at, like, you know, the future of these teams and whatnot. So
yeah, absolutely. We will see what's going on with everything here. Game 4, everyone. We've got University of Wisconsin-Madison versus University of Illinois Chicago. Chicago's up 2-1, looking to close it out, and Wisconsin is looking to have us stay up even later for a game 5. We've got some deviations here in the plan for their specific roles, but you know what? They just say it's time for the cheese. So let's get it going. Let's get it on. They can all join my clan later, the El Queso Supreme. That is my clan tag that I do have. So if anybody would like to join in the cheese, by all means, I will allow anybody to join my clan that I have.
Oh, man. You put up a good invite. I think people are going to have to take you up on that. All right, well, we are loading in here onto the Rift. Again, this is another match that could be either the end. Honestly, oh wait, it's 2-2, right? No,
it's 2-1. It is game 4 right now.
Thanks. I'm
favoring is in the side of University of Chicago.
Right. Well, my point was that, I mean, if Chicago wins this is the end. So it's another kind of life or death game here for Wisconsin. They're going to have to fight with everything they've got if they're going to want to pull this off. Ooh, and it looks like there's some posturing going on here in the top side. Got some wards being tossed down by I Love Thighs. He's really, if he's playing this Kha'Zix, right, he's really going to be wanting to look for any sort of blood he can get his hands on when starting off his jungling route, right? Like, track Mike, find him, take him out, and then take his jungle. That's the only way that he's going to be able to really keep up in this jungle. So,
absolutely, and pings are going down in that top side as Mike has been spotted out going for that red buff. So we might even see I Love Thighs getting that red buff and then going directly towards Mike's blue and maybe try to cut him off and destroy him with that isolation damage.
Oh, that's absolutely what we're gonna see. Also, a quick point of note: I am a huge fan of the Guardian rune. I play a decent amount of support, and it's always really, really nice and kind of satisfying when you can give that shield over to your jungler. I feel like it makes a lot of the pains of jungling not as heavy, right? Because you don't take that first 1 or 2 auto attacks straight to your health bar. So it's definitely helpful when lanes can take that particular keystone.
Absolutely, but man, the sneaky Mike getting in there right under the nose of Thighs and grabbing that blue buff from him.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the bot side too,
it's a lot of damage in on ZN Delta.
On the bot side, quite a bit of aggression as well. There's a lot of action going on everywhere on the map. Where is Osama getting taken fairly low by Emerald Plastic and Imperial Trinity? And Teddy Eddie as well taking a decent amount of damage. Mike gonna go ahead and jump over that wall, getting himself away from I Love Thighs. So not too shabby. Ping's going out there in the top side red, or the red side red jungle, telling his laners to look out for I Love Thighs. I Love Thighs might be going for a dangerous gank here in the top side, though. The Johnson could be in a little bit of trouble. Ends up spotting him out, and looks like I Love Thighs will just go ahead and back instead.
Yep, and definitely a lot of advantages here. Taking away that blue buff from Kha'Zix will hurt him not only in terms of experience, but also his ability to stay in jungle without having to back. And so it looks like there might be a continued pressure invade here, or they might even shoot to go for an early dragon with all this pressure they've got in the bottom lane. That would not surprise me. Get that sub 5-minute ocean dragon going, and all your lanes will just feel a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You take a little bit of damage, you're fine. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's all right. Ocean Drake's got your back. And looks like Mike looking for a little bit of poke. Can't help himself. Comes down, throws in a brief Q, and then gets the heck back to his jungle.
Yep, trying to chuck a little bit of damage there and hurt them. And if you notice, we do have fairly even farm across the board, with the exception of mid lane. You do have Tudungi up about 10 CS on Defisti. We're going to see what happens here. First backs coming in from some of these laners. Tiers already built up. And some damage getting done on the tower. Looks like a lot of power coming in initially from the bottom side of this guy.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about matchups. We were talking about which ones were probably going to be doing better in these lanes. Again, my vote is, I mean, obviously what we're seeing here, right, is the amount of pressure that you can exert as a Tristana, especially against something like an early game Xayah. It can be really, really difficult to shove against a Tristana, especially when they have something like Sion running Meteor that's just going to throw Qs into your face. So you can't really stay up near your minions all that much. Ooh, the Johnson keeps getting harassed by Z and Delta and isn't really able to trade back. Oh, meanwhile though, I Love Thighs comes in, throws a nice Q in for good measure. But there's the rocket jump coming in handy again from Emerald Plastic.
Yep, we do have some things going out around that mid lane, searching for Defisti. It looks like Mike is going into the enemy jungle on the side, grabbing that, picking up that Gromp. Bottom turret down to about half HP now.
Yeah, they've been able to do a lot of work just sitting here underneath that tower, throwing with the Tristana bombs and the amount of damage they've been able to put out with that. Looks like Dungi is shoving his lane as well. The Johnson finally getting a good trade in on ZN Delta. Able to chunk him down to about 1/4 of his health bar. So,
and Shen is level 6, which means that there is that potential for essentially that second life and immediate teleport to Stand United. So we'll have to be careful. He does burn his teleport to get back into lane, but he does still have that Stand United as that extra teleport.
Yeah, it's gonna, which I think is really gonna be helpful, especially with somebody like Kha'Zix, right? Oh, there goes Teddy Eddie diving in to Imperial Trinity. Imperial Trinity being brought pretty low there. And some having a little bit of trouble there. But yeah, no, it looks like Teddy Eddie and Where's Osama coming out on top of that trade. Although they're still looking not so healthy there on the bot side.
Doing a little bit of trading going on there, keeping them fairly low. They're trying to prevent them from backing yet, so they can try to get some more damage on tower and stop them from having the power. So Flash and Ignite below on the side of Imperial Trinity, really trying to focus on either forcing them to have to back off or just continue to take all this pressure as they drive in on this first tower.
And you know what? I'm come to think of it, that's the second time that we've seen Imperial Trinity flash and ignite somebody underneath the tower, because he did it earlier when he was playing the Karma. But it panned out for him then, so it was an interesting play there. This is going to be first tower blood though. There we go, going over to Wisconsin. That is a lot of gold going over to line their pockets. With the amount of gold gathered, that should be a first item being picked up here on Emerald Plastic.
Yep, does pick up the BF Sword and the Berserker Greaves already, so he's up a good amount of movement speed and attack speed on his lane opponent, the Xayah, and it looks like they might be even flashing up. There's Ocean clearing out that control ward and securing that Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, refillable potion also going over onto Xayah, trying to make sure that they can stay healthy while they're down there. Because they will end up having the Johnson toss down here. We're going to be experiencing a slight change. Ooh, the jump forward and the flash from ZN Delta end up saving his life. Ultimate's busted from Imperial Trinity. Unstoppable Onslaught does come forward for that. Mike looks like he's ready for a little bit of action though. Teddy Eddie ends up getting himself out just fine. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Tadungi is trapped underneath the tower with the feisty one who flashes forward with the Q to spell his end for first blood at 9 minutes into the game.
Man, Wisconsin is just pulling out all the stops, going hyper aggressive, securing first blood, first tower, and potentially even the second tower of this game, securing a very big lead to start things off. Does secure that second tower, clears out 2 more control wards, and is really starting to pressure this UIC squad.
It's nice that Wisconsin has found where their power is, right? This bot lane duo is huge. They are able to pull off a really strong laning phase and transition that into actual power for their team. And so it's nice that Wisconsin is actually playing around that. Now it looks like the monster duo of Imperial Trinity and Emerald Plastic are looking to go to the mid lane for a little bit more turret action. It's a nice Ocean Drake going over to them as well.
Yep, so you secure that first Ocean Dragon, and really are just trying to keep themselves afloat with pressuring the advantage that they secured in the top and bottom lane in both CS lead, tower lead, and just continuing to really pressure things in.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they take the next couple of steps too. Because, okay, so they've got the 2 outage turrets taken care of. It tracks that it should be fairly easy to go to the mid lane and take the turret because you've got both other sides pushing stronger. You can generate the side push that you need, right? I'm hoping they're able to do that effectively.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how they go about that side push. They are.
Especially because they haven't really been establishing a whole lot of deep vision just yet.
It looks like they are going to be pressuring around this mid lane. They do have the cannon, EF Sword, and Berserker Free Tristana. That most certainly will spell disaster for this tower. 3 people mid. Looks like Wisconsin continuing to play around their strengths and might even after this tower rotate around for the potential Rift Herald. The Stand United is being popped to save the mid lane there. And the jumps in. It looks like Stein is likely going down. Is taken down with the quickness and ignite.
Yeah, hey, only casualty so far though. A lot of turret damage going down. The feisty one might have found something for himself. Isn't able to quite spell it out for himself though. Looks like I Love Thighs and Teddy Eddie. Plus, where does Osama end up spelling his doom though? And this is a dead mid turret. Unless Emerald Plastic can take care of business down here. Looks like Mike did end up securing the Rift Herald for his team, so they can always throw that mid lane if they absolutely need to. But yeah, that is 2 kills and a turret going over to the side of Chicago.
Yeah, then the Johnson looks like he's going to be able to get out there. Might have been a little bit dicey there, so they do trade tower for Rift Herald, which may be worth it, may not, depending on when and how. Herald.
And see, again, this is what I was saying earlier when we were talking about how exactly they were going to about taking the mid lane, right? They hadn't been establishing a whole lot of they haven't established really any offensive vision besides the few wards just now. They didn't have eyes on junglers, and they didn't have eyes on Shen, and they went for the turret anyway. Even though, yeah, you do have the BF Sword and the Zeal on Tristana, it's still not quite going to be enough. I mean, looking at it realistically. So, I mean, they might be able to take it this turn, though. We'll see.
We shall see indeed that mid tower continuing to be chunked away on the side of Wisconsin. They're jumping in there looking to maybe even finish off this tower here on this next push.
Emerald Plastic
doesn't look
like he's going down without it.
Plastic forces out that ultimate from the Rise, and they do end up securing that second kill on the Rise.
In the back line, though, Teddy Eddie looks like he's looking to just mitigate some of the damage. Buster Shot comes through for Emerald Plastic, ends up pushing away Z and Delta, who is forced to take care of some minions for a little bit. Imperial Trinity might go down here, though. Teddy Eddie swoops in to pick that up, straight from under the nose of I Love Thighs. Yeah, and see, that was... Okay, so they're taking these objectives. That's great. Looking at the gold, they've got... Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage going on down plastic. But, I mean, looking at the gold, right, they're ahead 1,000. And that's after taking 3 objectives, right? They've been handing over so much in the side lanes. Oh, Mike also might be in trouble here, though. The flash and knock-up from Teddy Eddie isn't quite enough to take out Mike. Is he going to be able to get out? There is the base jump forward. And now Whereas Osama has come in to try to do something about all of this. All right, Johnson getting over the wall. Continue to be chased by I Love Thighs. Will back off as well.
Yep, definitely a little bit of a risk there from the side of University of Wisconsin. They do end up blowing, in my opinion, Harold. They could have used it at a better location with the backup of other teammates to help secure the damage on the tower, but that was the choice they made there. Looks like Teddy Eddie might be caught out trying to ward bit off a little bit more he can shoot, and does die to Emerald Plastic, and they can push themselves out, getting ready for that next dragon. I believe it is a mountain dragon.
Remember, folks, it's dangerous to go, so just don't do it. If you're gonna go warding, at least take a partner. Even if you're somebody as mobile as Rakan, it's just not gonna end well. But I mean, like, yeah, you're right. And going back to that Rift Herald play that we just saw, what was he thinking? There were a lot of better ways to use a Rift Herald than that particular thing right there. Because I mean, he was solo pushing as a jungle Ezreal. You don't have a whole lot of turret damage just at that moment. So it was kind of an interesting decision that he made. And hopefully they can kind of pick themselves up from that decision and kind of move on to something else. Looks like on the bot side, though, they are... Chicago is orchestrating another turret death. So we'll see what happens. I Love Thighs chasing after Imperial Trinity, who right now actually only has... looks like a... Ages of Legion and Sunfire Crystal, or a Kindle Gem, prepared for himself, so it's still not really all that tanky. Ooh, I Love Thighs. Looks like he found a target, the Buster Shot. Oh, that's not a Buster Shot. No, we'll find a target, the Event Horizon, coming down to ward off some of that damage. This is going to be an Earth Drake. Ooh, very close, but does end up going over to Chicago.
Yep, it is definitely close there. In this game in general, very close. You do have the about 1,000 gold lead from the side of Wisconsin, and we're just going to keep seeing who wants it more right now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because there's so much on the line here. Oh, Mike runs into the pit and runs out. But yeah, I mean, like, because this lead was about 3,000 a bit ago. And now, sitting at about 1,000 gold lead. So slowly shrinking just because of, honestly, messy plays. People being picked off at inopportune times. Oh, and it looks like Imperial Trinity could be caught out here, maybe? No, he's going to run back to turn.
Yep, it looks like he'll be just fine here, sitting here at about 18-15 in. We're looking for these plays. Looks like they've got a lot of plays that are looking on that bot lane, so we'll see what happens here. It looks like they're going to walk away and get that tower. Meanwhile, fight breaks out top lane with Johnson versus I Love Thighs and ZN Delta. Has to pull a flash, but does manage to get away.
Oof.
So, what do you think the path is from here for both these teams?
Honestly, from here, I really think that... Okay, so for Chicago, I think it is still keep finding members, keep finding where people are making mistakes, and continue to punish Wisconsin for them, right? For Wisconsin, I think what they should be doing is trying to pull up a 1-3-1 with you put Tristana, you put Vigar, and you put Scion in the mid lane, right? With the Fiora on the side. Ooh, Mike being picked off here by I Love Thighs. Cannot seem to shake that guy.
Tons of damage in there. The quickness and Stenuni being used, but does manage to flash out of there from Defeasty.
Yeah. I mean, like, and then what you do is you put Mike in the top lane to create as much pressure as possible. Oh, Tadungi will end up picking up a kill for himself there too. Gets the pop on Emerald Plastic, goes down with not even a whimper.
Yep, it's absolutely annihilated, and that will reward UIC with a Nether Tower coming in.
See, and the problem that's going on here is the same problem that they've had essentially this entire is the same problem that Wisconsin has had this entire series, and that is that they oh, there's I Love Thighs. Oh, just gonna poke. It's the same problem they've had all series, where they have a decent plan, but then they don't execute correctly, and then they have to pay for it. The Johnson not quite able to take out his target. The ultimate kind of wasted there. Uh-oh. Looks like around the backside of the turret there may be a little bit of action. I Love Thighs and Teddy Eddie now clearing out a little bit of vision, making some room for their team. Oh, Imperial Trinity going very, very low. Nearly taken out by Tadungi. That was scary.
Yeah, absolutely, and it looks like we're going to keep having these fights break out for now. Things are pretty even in terms of CS. It's starting to not become as big of a difference here, so we'll see who takes advantage of what first in this game.
Yeah, it's like a continued siege. I mean, when you get to this point, Tristana is really great. If you can walk Tristana up to a turret, you should be okay. You should be absolutely fine. But if you keep Tristana underneath turret, underneath towers, they're gonna get sieged out. They don't have the reach. They have the wave clear, sure, but not against something like a Xayah and the point and click from Rise. It's just it's difficult. It's extremely difficult. So.
Absolutely, pings are going down for top lane and that next dragon, so we will see what they go for next here. That dragon gives him 44 seconds.
Yeah, 44 seconds till dragon. Tied up at 1. Oh, Tadungi getting the buster shot away. Emerald Plastic trying to kite as best he can. Doesn't end up making it into the brush though. Picked off again by Tadungi, able to just... Yeah. Oh, and Mike is in trouble here too. I Love Thighs coming up from behind, but Imperial Trinity coming up, runs in from the front to save his jungler. It's like the Johnson now getting into a bit of a tiff down here with DN Delta. Ooh, the flash forward Teddy Eddie will end up spelling the end for Mike. Not even time to react before he gets popped.
Yep, and it looks like they're pinging right on over onto that Baron. They go the Zyraton, the Rise, and the Kha'Zix on there, and that Baron's actually getting absolutely melted right now. There's no chance of redemption right there.
Yeah, there's no way that Wisconsin could actually fight that one. They just didn't have the tools, and no one was really around to be able to do it.
Yeah, unfortunate for Wisconsin, but UIC just one step closer now to closing up this series. Gotten a couple of great picks so far and is looking to grab that second Mountain Dragon.
Oh, the Unstoppable coming forward from Imperial Trinity, followed by the Event Horizon. spelling the end for Teddy Eddie. Emerald Plastic going forward, trying to get as much done here as possible. They will, all of them will jump onto ZN Delta and try to take him out as well, looking for a third kill of that fight here. ZN Delta still sitting on that Baron buff. They're going to have to get through him in order to get that tower. It looks like they're going to decide to turn around and get this Earth Drake instead. The Mountain Drake will be theirs. Unless I Love Thighs has anything to do with it. They'll zone him off, no problem though. And bring that dragon for themselves.
And we do not have anything going on here. Right now. Are trying to pick off I Love Thighs in their jungle, but managed to slip himself away. And it just looks like right now things are stalling out just a little bit to really just try to hammer home some of this push for the late game.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. If Wisconsin can play like that, if they can play the rest of their game the way they played that last fight, they'll be okay. I mean, they've got another great late game carry. Oh, I Love Thighs getting a little close for comfort there. Tadungi now sitting here in the bot side, looking for a little bit more action from this Mike. Looks like Mike actually can't even get near his turret without Tadungi getting way too close. Flash forward from Mike will actually end up saving him. And there's a turret going down there, yeah, on the bot side, as Tadungi and ZN Delta end up taking that one. Yeah. Wisconsin need to make a decision here. Do they save the bot turret? It doesn't matter anymore. Imperial Trinity will be the first to go. Popped extremely quickly. Now it is just the feisty one and Mike. Oh, it looks like it is a bloodbath here. All right, and there's the shutdown from Tadungi onto the feisty one. Mike picks up the kill of his own onto I Love Thighs, but this is a Baron push with 2 inhibitors going down. Tadungi trying to do some work on these minion waves, and meanwhile on the top side you have the Johnson still looking for more damage, trying to do what he can for his team. There we go. Will he be able to get this inhibitor? Not totally sure. That is 2 Nexus turrets being blown for Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin being completely exposed now. 2 Nexus turrets and 2 inhibitors down. All for an inhibitor tower going down. And really, really risky play to be here 27 minutes in and have the entire bottom side of the map exposed and open for ganks.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Some really key mistakes that happened there. I mean, like, okay, so they're looking for the late game, but they're not playing like they're looking for the late game. Wisconsin is again looking for the late game, not playing like it. Oh, I Love Thighs. They know he's there. Wow, alright, just ran around the entire bot. He's been invisible pretty much this whole time. Alright.
They managed to get some damage in there and immediately delete Emerald Plastic.
Just couldn't get the last of those autos off in time to be able to spell that death. I think he actually might have canceled 1 or 2 in the middle there. Ends up keeping I Love Thighs alive.
Oh, but they're jumping in there to see if they can manage to kill Mike here.
Oh boy. Mike is now behind 2 members of Chicago. Blue ping is going out onto him. Looking for some damage. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. Really doesn't have a whole lot of builds. On
UIC is just currently looking just to try to slowly and methodically finish off this game. They have 0 inhibitors or Nexus staff to go through. They just jump right on. It looks like they're going to finish things off. Potentially, they've got the Zaya free hitting onto the Nexus here. They're going to finish off the Johnson. Ooh, but he gets the CC and finishes off Zaya. Might be long enough to keep them a little bit more alive. However, they might just try to end it here. 100 HP left on that tower, and it looks like we are not going to game 5. They are ending off now. UIC winning things here 29 minutes in against University of Wisconsin.
Yikes. A well-fought series, though, from both sides.